Palma. Oh,
Oh,
pass. That's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
To Del Fuentes.
wow.
Caloocan takes the shot and knocks it down. Maloria is open. 3-pointer.
My goodness!
Face a jumper by Robin Senes. Nataliano has time. Now it gets Martin Rosso. Turnaround jumper. Oh my goodness.
The Batang Caloo return for the 4th time at home this season here at the Caloocan Sports Complex. At the moment, they have a 2-1 record. The latest one, they lost to Nueva Ecija by 20, and they will try to make up for that as they take on the Imus Brotherhood. Kent Aguiar, a versatile forward para dito sa Imus. And the veteran delivering para dito sa Caloocan, Ronnie Matias, and the rest of Caloocan will try to defend their home court against the Imus Brotherhood. This is the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Ken Pangilinan with Coach Mike Perez, and at courtside we have Miss Sydney Crespo. And Coach, nagulat tayo, no? Last Monday we saw Coach Mike coach his first game for Caloocan. What are your thoughts in that performance against Pampanga?
Well, that was a close game against Pampanga, but I felt that the guys responded well to Coach Mike sa gigit. Lalo na it was a close game, you know, yung mga situations na kailangan nila magkaroon ng stops, talaga nga namang nakinig at sumunod itong mga Caloocan kay Coach Mike sa gigit.
Of course, you're watching us live on our official Facebook page and YouTube channel, and also on Solar Sports every Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays starting at 6 p.m. And kalaban nila itong Imus Brotherhood. And Imus, you know, it's been hot and cold for them. Minsan, they've been impressive. At times, they've been falling flat. But in this last game against Manila, we saw Manila score their most points, but Imus was able to pull through here in the second half, Coach Mike.
Oh, totoo yan. Actually, first quarter, down sila ng 8 points. Tapos tied sila down by 3 still at the half. Pero yung 45 points nila in the third quarter, napakalaking bagay na yon. And karamihan dyan ay nangyari kasi nakontrol nila yung rebounds, nakontrol nila yung points in the paints. Yung second chance points, they were a +8. Well, JJ Caspe was pretty good in that game. 5 of 11 from 3, 45%. Manila did a good thing at the start of the first half, but JJ Caspe says, no, that's enough. We're gonna end this game.
And usually nga si JJ Caspe yung bumibida para dito sa Imus. But one guy who stepped up for the Brotherhood has been itong si Errol Soriano. And this guy came into this game, Coach Mike, he was averaging only 4 points per contest, but blossom here, exploded for Imus in their game against Manila.
Yeah, such a pleasant surprise itong si Errol Soriano. Alam naman natin pagdating sa bigs, marami kang kailangan para makuha. And that part, Errol Soriano has pretty much done his part. Scored about 25 points on 12 of 16 and 13 rebounds. And you know, these numbers have really shown how much Errol can be a key contributor para dito sa Imus Brotherhood.
And now they will take on the Caloocan Batang Caloo, riding with the momentum on the heels of that very impressive victory laban sa Pampanga Giant Lanterns last Monday, and they led by as many as 19 points in this one, Coach Mike.
Agree. And crucial doon yung pagtatapos nila. May nagulatan lahat na si Coach Mike sa gigit na may hawak. Pero ang ganda ng binigay nilang laban para dito sa Pampanga Giant Lanterns. For a good part, they were leading until Larry Muyang came in and did his thing. You know, really just controls on the 3-point makes. They were a +3 in that department, had more free throw makes. They were a +6. And yung fast break points, magugulat ka kasi normally itong team ni Coach Mike sa gigit pretty much half-court set. But these guys responded with a +7 in that department of fast break.
And Caloocan, when they faced off against Pampanga, yung isa sa mga kinaharap nila was the championship medal of the Giant Lanterns. But yung veteran smarts naman, yung nagbida para dito sa Caloocan. Particularly, Paul Sanga hitting it when it mattered most para dito sa Batang Caloo with those outside shots that really steered them to this crucial victory over the Giant Lanterns.
Oh, yung 3 of 5 na shooting ni Paul Sanga. We thought he was pretty cold, pero man, when he made those shots, things started turning well para dito sa Caloocan team.
Making it count in the fourth quarter, 11 of those 19 points coming in that payoff period. All right, It's Imus versus Caloocan in our main game. Let's go to Miguel Pere as he introduces the starters.
And here we go mga kaliga with our main game here at the Caloocan Sports Complex. It's Imus Grumpy Joe Brotherhood versus your Caloocan Batang Kankalu on the 2025 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Let's meet the starters, beginning with Imus Grumpy Joe Brotherhood. Starting at guard, number 11, Ker Bangeles. Also at guard, number 12, JJ Caspe. Center number 14, Ray Acuno. Forward number 24, Mark Doligon. Also at forward number 17, Kint Ariar. Their head coach is Brit Roma. Assistant coaches Jade Padrigao, Mark Orquillas, and Ricky Alcantara. Team consultant is RJ Rizada. Assistant team manager TJ Marquez. Team owner is Ruby Navarro. And now mga kaliga, get on your feet because it's time to meet the starting unit of your Caloocan Batang Kankalu. Starting at guard, number 29, Joko Tayongtong. To guard, number 24, Brian Enriquez. Coming in at center, number 5, Ronnie Machas. Forward, number 11, Paul Sanga. And the other forward, number 1, Romel Calahat. The head coach for the Batang Kankalu is Mike Sagigit, assisted by Philip De La Cruz and Mark Orias. Team manager is Mac Robert Dichadu. Team governor is Jeremy Tin. Team owners are Dennis Flores and Honorable Congressman Oka Malapitan.
Starting 5 brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. South versus North. And Imus with the backcourt of Bangeles and JJ Caspe up front, Ray Acuno, Mark Doligon, and Kint Ariar. For Caloocan, Joko Tayongtong, Brian Enriquez, Ronnie Matias, Paul Sanga, and Romel Calahat. And our referees for this ball game, Jonathan Canda, Edgar Alpes, Lino Lacerna, and our fourth man, Armando Abuganda. Paul Sanga and the rest of Caloocan gunning for their third straight victory kalaban itong Imus na nakita natin, Coach Mike, the wins dung sa South Division natin like Basilan who won over Gensan, Batangas who had that big win against Sarangani. It's important for Imus to keep in step with those teams as they try to make a push in the South.
Oh, napakahalaga niyan. Lalo na, she try and establish because you do understand, habang tumatagal, lumalalim yung mga laro. Mas lalo na pagdating sa dulo, yung the necessity of winning the games, you don't want to get into that situation. And so, karamihan nga ng mga seasons that we've covered, kung naipanalo lang nila itong larong ito, sana ganito yung situation nila. And so, I feel this is one of those games that's gonna matter on the side of both these teams.
Doligon trying to beat Sanga off the dribble, forcing that one up, no good. Makyas the rebound. Caloocan just lagging behind at number 5, but with that loss of Pampanga, they may have a chance to move up, and especially considering yung schedule ng Pampanga moving forward, no?
Yeah, totoo yan. And napakahalaga na katulad nga ng pinag-uusapan natin, you get as many wins as you can. Yun ang mentality ng mga teams early in the season, because eventually, come the playoffs when the games would really matter, yun rin naman na magiging theme ng bawat teams.
Saka may iba kasi dyan, kumbaga merong nahirapan kasi yung early portion ng schedule nila, puro mabibigat. Iba-iba sitwasyon
Right.
Although if you're the team that's playing, you can't really afford to focus on that. You have to really focus on what you can do. As Ronnie Matias now at the line, sablay yung kanyang unang free throw. And that's what exactly they did against Pampanga. And you mentioned how Coach Mike, this is his first stint, not with Parañaque, and also his first stint with this different mix of players para dito sa Batang Kangalu.
Oo, totoo yan. And to your point about yung mga una na kalaban mo, mabibigat, I guess that's the luck of the draw. I mean, you're getting the tough teams, pero ang maganda naman yan sa bandang dulo, not to say, pero mas lighter ng konti yung assignments mo.
Theoretically.
So, theoretically. So you have a chance to recover in the hope that these teams do not peak later on this season, di ba?
Yes. Jota Tong committed a dribbling violation. Slow start in this one. Imus has yet to score. Almost 2 minutes gone by. JJ Caspe laban kay Joko Tayong-Tong. Has been quite a pleasant surprise for Imus. JJ Caspe, one of those players, Coach Mike, na masasabi natin came off yung mga unheralded schools, not in the UAP, NCAA, but boy, has really blossomed as a bona fide player para dito sa Imus. As that free, that was Vangelis.
And I've always been a believer, like what I said earlier about talent, skills, and size. Ginamit yun ni JJ Caspe. He's not that tall, like 6'5"-ish kind of guy, pero he plays real good for his size and, does well on the boards.
Vangelis with 5 straight points. 5-1 is the score. Kalahat deep in the paint, can't get it. Caspe the rebound.
Slow start para sa Caloocan. You're playing at home.
Akuno laban kay Matias, binalik kay JJ Caspe. Pupukol ng 3 si JJ. No. Rebound, Ronnie Matias.
One and done lang para dun sa situation na yun dito sa Imus.
Paul Sanga gets his own miss but traveled. Hindi siya mapaniwala dun sa huling pitong yun. Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke.
Umabol yung depensa ni Enriquez doon, pero the takeoff so much earlier than that attempt.
Pwede rin ang tawagan yun eh.
Oo.
Okay, so it's 4-1. That was only a long 2 earlier by Vangelis. Doligon, not enough torque on that layup attempt. Romel Kalahat, binigay kay Brian Enriquez. Sasalaksak si Enriquez. Sablay yung tira niya sa loob. Doligon. Met by 4 orange jerseys. Ball will stay with Imus.
Niloloko namin to si Mark, and I think that was in the Marikina game when they were going up against Manila. So I was talking to him. Nag-uusap kami. Ano ka ba? Draymond Green ka ba o LeBron James? Depende, coach, ko anong kailangan ng game. So, we'll figure out later if this is the LeBron Doligon or the Draymond Doligon we're gonna see.
Pero hindi, scorer talaga to si Doligon eh.
Yeah, scorer talaga eh. Pero yung pag-facilitate rin niya, nakita mo, maganda rin yung mga looks eh. Kalahat with a strong drive.
Because as we see Ronnie Matias score underneath, in terms of Mark Doligon, could put the ball on the floor, could hit that pull-up. And also, meron din siyang enough handles to create something either for himself or his teammates.
Yeah, tsaka grab-and-go player. I mean,
Yes.
he gets the ball on the other end. Pwedeng siya na yung parang point guard to make that decision.
Kit Aryar, no good. Running start for Paul Sanga. Has Doligon to beat. Paul Sanga, no foul call. It will go to Imus.
Sayang yung opportunity na yun. That was a little 2-on-2 situation with Mark Doligon defending against Paul Sanga.
Jeremy Gabanag will troop in for Caloocan. And still for Batang Kangalu, Coach Mike, wala pa rin si Chris Bitoon, still nursing an injury. So, that's been huge. But they were able to get the job done despite him not being able to play against Pampanga.
And the guys of Caloocan really need to hold the fort while Chris Biton is not there. Alam naman natin kung anong halaga nito ni Chris Biton para dito sa Caloocan. Yung leadership, yung pag-score. We've seen a game, I think that was with the Gensan Warriors where they were down huge. But, Chris Biton really just turned on the Jets and won that game for them.
LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Simply put, he's their best creator.
Oo,
Si
totoo.
Chris Biton. Jeremy Cabanag has found the stroke.
I don't know about that. I think Joko Toyontong has something to say about that
Pwede rin.
as well as Irvin Palencia. Kasi ano rin to, mga put the ball on the floor, create chase space di ba?
But as we see, Acuno putting it on the deck. Uy, Ronnie Matias nakaagaw. Matias goes up strong and gets fouled. How about Ronnie Matias? The veteran. Second game without Gabby Espinas. This 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
Yeah, good feed right there on that corner guy. He passes it off to a back cut by Enriquez and just leaves it for Jeramer waiting on that corner three. It really helps to have a guy holding that three, especially if they make it.
That was Congressman Oka Makalapitan, right? And boss Dennis Abella. Ronnie Matias, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. All-around performance laban sa Pampanga.
7 of 11 shooting. Hindi ganun ka-volume shooter pero pag kailangan, he knows when to pick his shots and his spots.
Hit Aryar for 3. Short. Cabanag the rebound. Jeramer. It's Doligon. Ponsubre backing down. Errol Soriano. Ponsubre fades away. That was pure.
Well, he was trying to settle for that low post, trying to flatten out the defense. But since walang nangyayari, that middle lane's open, I'm just gonna do a one dribble pull-up down the middle and take a shot at them.
Caspe, tightly guarded by Cabanag. Soriano thought about it. Hindi may pagpag yung depensa, pero nagawa ng paraan. Soriano, 2 points plus a foul.
Well, Junbon Subre was in trouble the moment he did that long close out on Errol Soriano. Well, much as we like how Errol plays, I don't think he's gonna take that shot from 3. And so the moment that he saw that long close out, put the ball on the floor and attack that front foot, finish strong, get that end one.
Errol, no good on that bonus free throw. Irvin Palencia now in for Caloocan.
Itong Imus, mga pesky rin ang mga gwardiya nito, no? Si Ong, Koga.
Cabanag buries another 3.
And I'm loving how Jeramer is back to his shooting form.
Yes.
There was a time that he really kept on finding his groove, but as for tonight, I think he's got it back.
Start ng season, sobrang struggling siya in shooting that rock. And part of it was he had to adjust as Doligon traveled. He had to adjust yung entry ni Chris Biton, Jeff Manday as well. Ang daming wings and guards na kakompetensya niya. Here, we saw him just confidently putting up that shot and in from beyond the arc.
A fan would see Jeramer Cabanag knocking down the 3. As a coach, I see Coach Mike Sagigit's imprint in that move. That was a post entry on the high block with that what's called a Chicago cut, where you have the wing in the corner cutting at the same time. Pero si Jeramer, since nasa ilalim yung depensa, tinigil na niya. Doon na lang siya sa 3 points nagsettle.
Ponsubre, galing sa pasa ni Jogi Laude. Na rebound ng Imus, Reggie Boy Basibas. Entry pass to Errol Soriano. Back to Rusey Koga. Koga against Irvin Palencia. Stepping in was Reggie Boy Basibas who gets the bounce.
Isa na to talaga sa, ulit-ulit ko lang sinasabi to every game. He's always been one of the solid perimeter shooters para dito sa Imus Brotherhood.
2 minutes ago, Junbon Subre. Pinalik kay Jeramer Cabanag.
Slip.
Oh,
you
great
go.
cut. Ganda ng execution doon, Coach Mike.
I knew it. You knew that was going to be a slip. Because you've got a shooter in Koga. You've got Jun Bonsubre, who's pretty much a better slip guy. And you got a passing man in Matias up the top. You know, everybody right in the right place.
Drive inside, Jet Ong, stolen away by Jeremy Cabanag.
That to me is just basic basketball.
Cabanag, pocket pass, Bonsubre. The
Swing.
front. Swing pass, Cabanag, short. Battle for the rebound, Matias able to give them another crack at it.
Everything for Caloocan was in there on the offensive set except for the made basket.
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Well, Reggie Boy Basivas made the wrong coverage of top-siding itong si Jun Bonsubre, leaving that entire baseline for him to backdoor.
Sumoda, kakapasok
Oh,
lang. Able to produce underneath the basket.
Pag ganun kalapit, Sumoda, count mo na yun.
Oh, wala ka na magagawa dun.
Oo.
Belención. Binigay kay Errol Soriano. Nabangga ni Laude. No foul call. Belención will post up Jeremy Cabanag. Letran laban sa San Beda.
Ooh!
Travel. Yeah.
Oh.
Layo na narating ni JP dun.
No, but pwedeng malayo na rating, but that's still 0-1-2. I don't know. I don't have the
Yeah,
slow-mo. But I like to think that's a 0-1-2. It was just a long stride on that one.
Yun yung ina-argue niya kanina.
Oh, yeah. I may be wrong, but at least that's how I see it on that live.
Libre si Cabanag for free. That one bounces out. 12 seconds remaining. Imus down by 7. Belención draws closer, forcing it up. Asking for a foul, none given. 3.1 seconds remaining. Still enough time here for Caloocan. Irvin Palencia with a long pass. Sumoda, no, he can't receive it. Koga, enough time. And that first quarter comes to a close. And Caloocan picking up from where they left off in that morale-boosting victory against Pampanga. Their very first home game under Coach Mike Sagigit.
Yeah, pretty much. And Caloocan doing 37% from the field and pretty close at 38% itong Imus. The rebounds, though, have been controlled by pretty much by Caloocan. That's a +10 in that department. And the bench has played huge para dito sa Caloocan. Cabanag and Bonsubre accounting for 10 of those 15 bench or 12 bench points para dito sa Caloocan.
And of quarter number 1, Caloocan with the lead 17-10 over Imus.
It's a good welcome. Kasi siyempre makikita mo agad doon sa mga players kung ano ba, pag nakatayo ka rito, ano bang gagawin nila? Ano bang tatrabahuin nila? So, I think I'm gonna be on the right track.
Certainly he is, Coach Mike, no? Maganda yung panimula dito ni Coach Mike with Caloocan.
Yeah, and I think more importantly is yung pagtanggap sa kanya nitong Caloocan team, both here and even these fans.
And for more on Coach Mike, let's go to Sid.
We don't have to worry. Masaya raw si Coach Mike Sagigit sa pagpasok niya sa Caloocan Batang Kangkalu family. Isa raw sa mga paborito niya yan sa basketball. You meeting new friends, gaining new family. Sabay Pampanga daw agad ang kanyang first game. Buti na lang daw, pinadali ng players ang kanyang trabaho and he gives all the credits to them for that win. Tonight, excited si Coach Mike for his very first home game here in the North. For him, this is a very important game to see what he can really do dito sa veteran team na ito. So makikita nyo, wala muna si Rail Cervantes for rotation purposes. Buo na daw ang Caloocan. They have everything in all positions. Sana parang asukal na lang daw si Coach Mike na magpapaganda na lang lalo ng timpla ng Caloocan. Ken, Coach Mike?
Gandang analogy nun, Coach. Ano?
Sweetness
Is it?
overload.
Pero tama kasi yung materials for Caloocan is already there.
Tama.
They're pretty loaded on pretty much every position possible. So much so that they have to bench guys like Real Cervantes, Gabi Espinas, not even in uniform. But because of the trust, especially yung team of Caloocan on Coach Mike, somehow it works and it really worked wonders in their game against Pampanga, Coach Mike.
At saka maganda dito, tulad nga nung na-mention ng report ni Sid, na veterano na tayo itong mga to eh. Nasa tamang mga players nandyan na. Halos, there's I guess very little that you're going to share when it comes to basketball IQ. It's really just making them come together and play as a team. Do some little tweaks and improvements on some of the schemes and keeping the guys motivated, understanding na, hey guys, we got something really special here that could end up the season real well para sa atin.
Pasok yung pabandang tira ni Reggie Boy Basibas. JJ Caspe tried to get past Palencia and Irvin Palencia giving up that foul.
And Irvin Palencia obviously didn't want to get beat on that move by Caspe.
Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
And John Bonsubre, in my opinion, went the shortcut way, but Reggie Boy got there a little bit quicker than he did.
Lalabas si JP Belencion, who can't knock down that free. Irvin Palencia, Jesse Sumoda, JJ Manlangit, Jeremy Cabanag, and Jaggy Laude, the 5 on the floor for Coach Mike Sagigit. Turnover. And foul given up by JJ Manlangit.
It's been a low-scoring game.
Oh. And also important to note, Jeff Manday also not in uniform today for Caloocan. Coach Pretri Roma. Parang naalala ko nanood siya ng Warriors game ba?
Oo.
Sa US.
Sana all. Nasabi namin ni Javi, parang ginawang parang Manila KQC lang yun.
Mabilis lang siya dun eh. Ito, ganun kabilis din yung pag-produce ni JJ Caspe, getting his first field goal. And Imus just down by 3, 17-14.
And I would like to think with Coach Britt watching the Golden State Warriors, I feel may impluensya sa style of coaching niya. Tingin ko.
Yan natin JJ Manlangit leaning one way. That shot will not fall. Masiba spins. Caspe, nakabuelo, able to roll that one through. Back-to-back baskets by JJ Caspe.
And he's gonna finish that layup shot.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play on-the-go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
Kita mo naman yung elevation na yan. Well, Irvin Palencia didn't want to commit another foul as he had one earlier. And you gotta let just JJ Caspe fly by and make his shot.
Timeout on the floor. Caloocan just up by 1. JJ Caspe continuing his scoring ways in that game against Manila. Had 23 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals. 17 of those 23 points coming in the second half tonight. 4 points. Has scored the last 2 baskets for Imus to draw them to within 1.
At saka karamihan ng pinuntos ni JJ noon, mga 3-point makes eh. Ganda ng depensa kay Sumoda ni Errol. Tama naman yon. 1 pass away, he fronts him.
First appearance of Jeff Banday together with Jeremy Cabanag. I think gusto kong makita, Coach Mike, how will these 2 lethal shooters of Caloocan play off each other? Because both of them shoot at a high clip from the outside.
Yeah. I think a difference lang between, you were mentioning about Paul Sanga and Jeremy Cabanag, ano?
Si Manday.
Si Manday, right.
Saka si Cabanag.
Right. Manday and Cabanag, those two, well, you can put Paul Sanga also in the mold.
Siya din.
Yeah, but those 2 guys pretty much catch and shoot players that can actually put the ball on the floor. There's very few players nowadays that are very efficient in catch and shoot situations. And so for the most part, yung mga depensa hindi na naglo-long close out di ba? But these guys, either way, they can hurt you.
JP Belenjon gets fouled. Mark Orias having a word with Jeremy Cabanag, one of the assistant coaches. So sila pala, no? Coach Mike, Coach Mark Orias, Coach Philip De La Cruz. Also joined here with Coach Mike Sagigit nga to Caloocan. Free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
And I'm just happy for Coach Mike Sagigit, you know, getting calls from different teams in this case. I'm sure he was pretty happy where he was when he was with Parañaque. That pretty much is close to his heart. But for him to even be considered for this position of Caloocan really speaks highly of, you know, Coach Mike Sagigit. After all, last season parang division semifinal sila, no, with against Zamboanga, and they really just, you know, fell short. They won game number 1 that was held in Quezon. Then game 2 shifted over to Zamboanga. We were there, we covered it, but you know the Twins Turbo Jets really started going in that match.
Actually, panalo sila nung first round against Zamboanga.
Oo, diba?
Tapos, di ba, sa Quezon, semifinals, just fell short.
Right.
That was an upset. Yung Parañaque na yun, no? Yung tinalo nila yung Zamboanga, binanggit mo na yung Marcelino Twins.
Yes. That got to what? 3 games yun, di ba?
Yes.
That went 3 games.
And that was in Zamboanga, that third game.
That's right.
Parañaque was able to pull through despite their perceived disadvantage there. Usay Koga, sasalaksak, able to roll that one up and in.
There you go. That's the Yusei Koga of the Red Lions from back then. I mean, just quick off the ball, able to chase space, get to it quick, and finish.
Restorado, bounce pass inside, nasupalpal si Ronnie Matias. Imus with the lead in the midst of a 10-1 run. 5:40 left here in the second quarter. Belenjon at the post. Shaking off Cabanag, but met by Ronnie Matias. He was able to block that shot. Cabanag on the other end, no. Bola ay saan mapupunta? Sa Caloocan o sa Imus?
I think that should go Caloocan. I felt that Reggie Boy touched it.
Alright. So staying with the Batang Kangkalu. Warren Enriquez comes back in for Jeremy Cabanag. Jerome Ong. Papalitan naman din si JP Belenjon. Baseline inbound for Caloocan. Manday wide open but attacking the closeout. Cross-court pass to Enriquez. It's Jerome Ong.
Skip.
Balik kay Manday, laban kay Caspe, binalik kay Enriquez. Sila nagpasang dalawa on that possession. And Enriquez coming up empty, Shot clock violation against the Batang Kangkalu. Hindi na tumama sa rim.
Kaya napakahalaga nung yung prinsipyo ng 0.5. Once you catch it, you should be able to decide based on your reads whether you're taking a shot, putting the ball on the floor to attack, or to pass it off to a least guarded guy in your team.
Jed Ong kissing it off the glass and in. Sorry, that was Jerome Ong.
Good base cross cut right there by Jerome.
Manlangit. Steal again by Imus. Getting a stop.
Mabigat rin tong guard combination ng Imus na Koga tsaka JJ Caspe.
Yeah. Because, when Koga is clicking, when he hits his shots, hirap din pigilan eh. Streaky shooter din to si Rusey Koga eh.
Oo, tsaka mabilis din eh.
And also, when you talk about JJ Caspe, he has been consistent as they come para dito sa Imus.
You gotta take it.
Manday! Sabla yung tira sa labas. Jeff, another try. Patay! 3-point shot by Jeff Manday.
I've always been a fan of grenade passes right there. Clock winding down. They took a shot. They got another one. And just grenade pass.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. And Jeff Manday hitting a free, cutting the lead down to 1, 22-21. We'll pause for a break. Special deal from MonexBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Still with us here at the Caloocan Sports Complex as we now check out the Gixxer fan of the game, born for greatness. All smiles today. I believe they're cheering for Imus. Nasa likod sila ng bench ng Brotherhood eh. 3:49 left. Yeah, nandun, no? Imus protecting this 1-point lead. Doligon is back in. The cut. Jerome Ong, short. Enriquez ending up with the basketball, getting the rebound.
That zone was packed in the paint.
Pulls up, Brian Enriquez. Nothing but net.
That you kind of love with Brian. Always has that good release from perimeter, even from 3. That time around, he didn't pass up on the shot. He was the one who took it.
Doligon up and under. Can't get it, but he will troop to the line for 2 free throws.
Mark Doligon is smiling kasi alam niya, normally ganun, pasok na sa akin yun eh.
3 minutes remaining here and the second period. Mark Doligon, those are his averages. And Mark Doligon, one of the leading scorers para dito sa Imus. I-mention yung his ability to not only score but put it on the deck and create situations for his team.
Parang ang kulang na lang yata kay Mark is yung 3-point shot making.
And in comparison sa averages ni Romel Calahat, Mark Doligon 13.8 points, 4 rebounds. Romel Calahat close to 10 points, but shooting more efficiently, and more on those two guys. Let's go to Sid.
Mark Doligon and Romel Calahat have both shown humility this season. Now in his 4th year in the MPBL, Mark says his main goal is to support the newer guys and make sure they stay on the right track. I asked him, bakit para sa iba yung goal mo? He simply said, alam ko hindi na ako bumabata, but that doesn't mean he's done. He still wants to contribute and at the same time help other guys shine. Si Romel naman, masaya daw sa bagong challenge with their new head coach. Nakakaharap daw niya si Coach Mike noon sa NCAA, sa San Sebastian siya, sa Perpetual si Coach Mike. At dito ngayon sa Caloocan, ang unang challenge daw sa kanya, pakondisyon ka. Ginanahan daw si Romel, so abangan natin yung mga pagbabago sa kanya in the next few months. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Sid. And action picking up here in quarter number 2. Ristorado is in and gets fouled in the process as he will head to the line for 2 free throws. Just going back to Sid's report, Mark Doligon, recognizing already that pwede na siyang mag-take a backseat but nandun pa rin yung production, but in terms of asserting himself less because you have younger guys like JJ Caspe na has really proven, we've got a good sample size already na he could really be the lead guard here para dito sa Imus.
Yeah, it's really more of, influential leadership, and I guess part of it is mentorship na rin dito sa mga mga players nitong Imus, which speaks highly on the maturity of Mark Doligon. The acceptance of, I don't think bumaba ang laro ni Mark Doligon. Feeling ko at a certain point, kaya pa rin niya maka-contribute as he's been one of those vital guys that actually Coach Britt looks up to. Samantalang si Calahat naman, ang mga sabihan ni Coach Mike, and I've always been a follower of Coach Mike, being also a triangle offense guy like him. Yung ma-inspire ka with that word of magpa-condition ka, you know that if you do, you will get certain opportunities in the schemes of Coach Mike sa gigit.
I think more than anything else, yung remark niyang yun speaks volumes to yung mga grand plans niya moving forward for Romel, because he's that prototypical type of player that could really fit well sa gustong gawin ni Coach Mike, especially in offense.
Exactly. The point in my opinion, the point at which Coach Mike is trying to guide or lead itong si Romel Calahat is because if they're gonna use the triple post offense, Romel Calahat could play both the post side and even the elbow pinch post side. Either way, he's going to be very effective. He's got good perimeter shots. Yeah. He can play with the back to the basket, and he's got good vision to be able to find open teammates.
Let's see how that will come to fruition. He's actually open at the top of the key. Di siya nakita doon ni Joko Tayong Tong. It results into a turnover.
Well, I'd like to think that si Joko was trying to hit Manday on the corner. And so he didn't see the replaced part of Romel Calahat from up top.
Turnover story, Caloocan already with 11 miscues. How about Doligon with that one-handed shot but just couldn't get it to fall. Manday feeling it and gets that free to drop. That's his 3rd free. Jeff Manday sizzling at the moment.
And this gym has seen a lot of Jeff Manday's three, enough to bring them up their feet and cheer for Jeff Manday.
Just came in here in quarter number 2, but Jeff Manday with a hot hand, 9 points, 3 triples, timeout Imus, they're down by 5. How about Jeff Manday? Just in 6 minutes of action, already producing 9 points.
Man, on a 3 of 4 shooting.
Yeah. and single-handedly creating that sort of impact as, well, Imus. No field goals in this quarter. Or was that 3-point shooting? We have to double check that. Oh, 3-point shooting.
3-point
ngayon.
shooting, yeah. 3-point shooting. right.
38.5% ang Caloocan. And Imus, wala pang tres. Little attempts. Caspe skying high for that rebound.
And Kalahat's gonna learn more of that with Mike Sagigit at the helm.
JJ with the great response with a free. Kalahat, Soriano getting entangled.
Parehong warrior lang yan sa loob. Talaga nga namang they will compete for their respective teams.
Si Soriano kasi known bruiser to eh. And si Kalahat, hindi din naman aatras yan.
Hindi atras yan.
Ayan oh. Was that during the Rizal game where si Romel Kalahat got involved in a skirmish as well?
I don't recall it. I'm not so sure.
Rizal yata yun eh.
With who? With Eric?
Si Kamson nga ba? Hindi ko lang maalala sino in particular. But Caloocan will sue for time with 23.7 seconds remaining. They're still on top by 2 points, 30-28. And will return after the short break.
Actually, wala pa akong expectations kasi sila, bold na sila eh. Malaki na talaga sila. Papasok lang si Coach Mike na parang mamumuwing ba. Sana yung maliit na Coach Mike doon, makapaglagay ng lasa sa team nila.
Dagdag recados nga daw si Coach Mike eh, pampatamis. At ito yung home record naman ng Caloocan, 2-1. They won their first 2 games over Mindoro and Pasay, but lost to Nueva Ecija by a huge margin. So they want to rectify that with a big win at home here against Imus.
And continue with their win streak.
Back-to-back win sila eh, no?
Oo.
Pampanga, that big win they had in Bataan. And now facing Imus. Last shot time for the Batang Kangkalu. Manday tried to set up Romel Kalat. It results to a turnover. Bangides goes up strong, almost hit it. And he will head to the line for 2 shots.
Bigat ng drive na yun, no? Lakas rin talaga eh. The curve, earlier he had a couple of layups na ano rin, eh, no? On that same side of the floor.
Also hit a corner pocket shot on the right side. He actually scored the first 4 points of this ball game for Imus.
Pero ganda ng setup rin ni Coach Mike sa gigit that last time. That up screen to a downhill roll by Kalahat after Jeff Manday gets that ball on the low block. Kind of like an inverted post split, if you may. That was the same play that won that game for San Juan against Pasay.
Yeah. And the second period comes to a close. And we're all knotted up after the first 20 minutes of game action. And Imus making Caloocan earn this homecoming para sa kanila. 30 all at the half. And we'll be back after the short messages.
Manny Pacquiao is annihilating Oscar De La Hoya. That is the most spectacular one-punch set of Manny Pacquiao's incredible career. And he fights his way up and goes down again. Straight left land for Manny. Does he have Cotto in trouble? Manny Pacquiao is a storm. both right and left hand. This is why we use the word sensation.
Right now, it seems like every extra possession is going to the side of Pangasinan, and they convert. The Heat Waves up by 11, and this has been a collective effort.
On the second chance opportunity, an off-ball movement. Hockey assist by Gabo, who got the offensive rebound. Direct assist for Talio to Flores. 11-point lead.
Only fitting that he leads this team in the MPBL. Comboy on the run, Adlawan. Oh, access denied!
Wow! Oh my goodness.
Cebu Classic defense on point.
What a way to swat that shot away.
Couple of layups para kay Mancalo. Thought it was a goaltend there. Lastimosa with a tough drive.
Sometimes you got players na talagang mas gusto pa yung may bunggo. And si Carlo ang isa na doon. It's been pretty much the rebounding action, allowing for second chance opportunities.
63 to 68, baseline inbound for Basilan. Cabagnol from the corner. Big shot from the crunch man. It's a 2-point game. Anxious moments here for Binyan, but what a play from Coach Rich Alvarez to free up the crunch man for the corner three.
Well, you gotta credit Eman Calo for that perfect pass. Just on that catch and shoot motion for Alex Cabagnot. They've had, what, 5 in succession ba? Kasi si Val Chauca nakaisa rin kanina.
Oh, Jeff Comia, binitbit muna ang bola bago tinapos sa kabila. What a move from Jeff Comia.
2 points yun, pero mukhang 3 points sa effort eh, no? Grabe yung finish na yun ni Jeff Comia. Just a master in dribble penetrations.
Wow. Taking the lead here, 42 to 40, under a minute to play. Wamar against Macaloni now. Wamar is ahead. Wamar floats. What a shot.
Now they go for the switch. Malaking yung big man ang kumuha, no? Kay Orlan Wamar was able to beat Macaloni. But how about that
That's
finger roll?
Steph Curry-esque.
Montuano, balik kay Robbie Manalang. 8 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. Robbie trying to turn the corner. Forces up a three. Oh, banks it in! Robbie Manalang under the rest. Able to will that one through.
My goodness. I was gonna say, nasa isip ko na rin yung sasabihin ko. I was gonna say, what a terrible take by Robbie Manalang. Answered the call the past few games, including this one. Tampos gets ahead. Tampos hangs in the air and gets the bucket. The hoop and the harm para kay Boom Boom Tampos.
Oh my goodness, Javi. The elevation, the finish through contact.
Defying the laws of physics, Boom Boom Tampos featured in our play of the game, brought to you by 1xBet. I will absolutely feel more game if I see more shots like that from Boom Boom Tampos.
San Juan unable to capitalize on that steal. Pero here comes Nueva Ecija. The spin cycle and the finish. The former MVP, JC Marcelino. You know what? This is too big of a game for JC Marcelino not to make an impact.
Because we heard the oohs and ahs even before the shot. Doon sa spin move pa lang, narinig ko na sa crowd.
Only have one timeout here in overtime. Wala nang timeout ang Pasig. Garcia having trouble. Gets it to Lester Reyes. Robbie Manalang attacks. Kick out pass. Jaime against two defenders. Getting that shot up and in. 23 points for Papa Cheats.
He has defied the defense numerous times in this game. Tough shot after tough shot. I thought Manalang would have been better off here trying to go inside into the basket, trying to sneak his way past that help defender. I thought he could have scooped a shot in on that left side, but still giving it to that deep corner kay Chito Jaime.
right, at the half, it's a tied ball game at 30 apiece between Imus and Caloocan. And at one point, Coach Mike, Caloocan was ahead here 17-10. But Imus came roaring back. They had a 10-1 run. Although, nakita natin for Caloocan, Jeff Panday, who did not even saw action in the first quarter, exploded for 9 points in quarter number 2.
Agree. And yung balik na yan itong Imus was really predicated on yung points of turnovers. They were able to force Caloocan into 12, to which they converted it to 10 points. Much as naging inferior sila pagdating sa rebounds inside the paint. That more than made enough for them to tie this game. And the bench has been pretty big para dito sa Caloocan. You know, Cabanag and Bonsubre having 11, and Manday with those 3 3-pointers coming up with 9 for a total of 20 of those total 23 bench points para dito sa Caloocan.
And Caloocan, you know, missing the services still of Chris Bitoon, Real Cervantes not in uniform. Other guys had to step up. For Imus still, JJ Caspe leading the pack with 7 points. But Kerr Bangeles scored the first 2 field goals for Imus in this ball game. Total of 6 points. Basibas with 4. Rusey Koga with 2. Sa panig nga ng Caloocan, nangunguna dyan si Jeff Panday with 9 points. Jeremy Cabanag with 7. Ronnie Matias 5 points but already has 11 rebounds para dito sa Caloocan.
At saka yung mga leading scorers nila, Jeremy Cabanag and Jeff Manday, and the average seeing only 8 minutes of action in the first half, and really just shows you, I guess, that kind of firepower that both those guys have for Coach Mike and Caloocan.
So interesting to see the adjustments from both teams coming into the third quarter. And Imus gunning for back-to-back victories. Pangatlong sunod na panalo naman ang naisungkitin nitong Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. Third quarter underway. By the way, happy birthday to Junyang Valero Guan, 2 years old. Shout out of course to Mike Valero. Yun.
Happy birthday.
Daming may birthday, no? Yung
Oo.
buwan.
Ikaw ba, May?
Hindi.
Hindi.
Tagal pa ako.
Tagal ka ba?
Ikaw, coach. Hoy!
No.
JJ Caspe! Ginulat tayo lahat with that free to open up the quarter.
Nagkikwento kami ng birthday dito eh. Magpapamigay ka ng tres dyan. JJ Caspe knocking it down from the corner.
He's the first guy in double figures with 10. Jeff Manday. Up and under move. That was broken up. Kerr Bangeles challenging Joko Tayongtong, but Tayongtong standing his ground. No foul called against Caloocan, which results to that reverse layup by Jeremy Cabanag.
Kerr Bangeles right now feeling that the back of his head, medyo nagkabungguan doon sa huling layup niya. Halos lahat ng nilayup niya puro right side of the floor, no? And puro 1-2. JJ again, this time is short.
Long 2 pala, no? Kanina.
Okay.
Ni Caspe. So, just 9 points. And 6 deadlocks, 6 lead changes so far. 32 all. Cabanag joined by Bonsubre, Ronnie Matias, Joko Tayongtong, and Jeff Banday.
It's fake.
Bonsubre lost it. Cabanag recovers. 6 seconds on their shot clock. Jeremy. Dapat kay Kit Ariar. Cabanag. Hindi nakatingin si Bonsubre but able to get that one. But that hook shot will not drop for June Bonsubre.
Not really a good offensive sequence para dito sa Caloocan that time. And Imus right now gonna take advantage of this. Chance to grab the lead.
Kit Ariar has yet to make some noise. But that time it rattles out and in.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what Kent Ariar is. You know, a medium range guy. 12 feet to 15 feet. You leave him that open, he's gonna take it.
Gixer, great move of the game, born for greatness. Hesse freezing up Kent Ariar and attacking baseline for the reverse scoop.
Well, the moment that you get beat sideline, wala na, lalo if you don't have any help, you're done. That time around, Kent Ariar did not step on that end line, and so Jeremy was able to claim it and finish that other side of the board.
Tayong Tong, uncharacteristically missing both free throws. Usually a steady free throw shooter.
Parang hindi bagay sa kanyang ganun, no?
Oo, bira mo makita yung mag-supply ng dalawang sunod.
Oo.
Aguiar, that's his spot. But that time short. Prince Casin, his first appearance for Caloocan. Kabanag
Wow.
na libre para sa tres. Wala yan. Nakuha ni Doligo ng rebound.
Wow, because when everybody was going to that side of the floor, you could already tell that that's a triple post action by Coach Mike Sagigit. Little misdirection on the who's taking the pinch side and who's taking the post side.
Long free pops out by JJ Caspe. Tayong Tong. Top of the key, Ronnie Matias asking Cabanag to clear out. Hands it off to Casin. Consuvre, binigay muna kay Jeremy Cabanag. Matias, hindi gagana yung tira sa labas.
Ronnie Matias going for that shot on that slot. Ooh, almost a steal.
Giving up the foul in the process. Foul call against Ronnie Matias.
Pero nakikita mo yung yung fluidity ng movement with Coach Mike Sagigit's schemes here para sa Caloocan, despite this being only their second game. And little slot to slot, look at a high-low, it wasn't there, so Ronnie tried to go for that three.
Jose Koga, nasa loob na para sa Imus. Pati na rin si JP Belencion. Doligon,
Good defense.
nakikipagpanggaan laban kay Jeremy Cabanag. Doligon using his size. Kit Aryar gets the offensive board. Pinilit. And a jump ball situation as possession arrow pointing to the side of Caloocan. Six minutes to go here in the third. Prince Casin. Kalahat. Stumbled.
Good pass.
Cabanag for free. No good. Rebound Kalahat. Cabanag draws closer. The cut but can't convert. Parang may takip yung ring natin so far. Koga. Binigay muna kay Pasibas. Papunta sa kabila. Belencion. Trying to shake off Prince Casin. Yung pasa
Nice
napunta kay
fake.
Pasibas. Pasibas floats it up. No. Tayong Tong. Onto the other side. Joko. All the way for the layup.
Napagod na si Joko, makakita wala nakaka-shoot. Akin na to. Diretso ko na to.
Oh, great drag screen by Pasibas. At ilalabas nila muna ulit kay Jose Koga. They will reset their offense. Pasibas, papunta kay Kit Aryar. Binabantayan ni Bonsubre.
Flex action.
5 on their shot lock. And that pass broken up by Kalahat. Koga though with a counter steal. Bit sloppy in the past couple of sequences for both teams. Ball will stay with Imus. Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme magpalamig. Free installation for split type air conditioners.
At that time, medyo momentarily confused yung defensive coverage para sa Imus Brotherhood. Nobody communicating who was gonna stop that ball with Joko Tayuntong.
One and done by Imus. Bonsubre tatakbo, natabig ni Aryar. Karambola, napunta kay Kint yung bola. Aryar will settle things down for Imus Brotherhood. Aryar against Prince Casin. Turnaround jumper by Quintaryar will not work as well.
So far, itong Caloocan doing solo coverage on that post-up. Nobody, coming in to help out. Not even a dig or a stunt.
This quarter has been a great test of perseverance and patience for either squad. Oh, Reggie Boy Basibas with a finger roll. 6 points. Pahirapan ng puntos.
There you go.
Dayong Tong turns the corner.
Gandang linis ng gitna. No? Halos walang nakadepensa if not for that habol by Ryusei Koga.
This is the move by Basibas. Actually, no one really stopping the ball on that incursion by Reggie Boy Basibas.
Showing us the point guard handles.
Yeah. LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. What do you think has been really happening in this particular quarter, Coach Mike? Kaya ganito yung nagiging takbo ng laban natin.
Well, a lot of it is because of really boils down to shot making. I mean, guys have had good looks, pero hindi pumapasok. Yun ang naging story so far dito. And even the fast break, it's not the cleanest of all fast breaks that we've seen. We've seen that layup by Joko Tayuntong. Not enough spacing, but the good thing he was able to finish it off. Same in the case of Reggie Boy Basibas. Actually, almost very similar yung yung pagkakatapos doon on that fast break of both these teams.
Actually, just 3 turnovers so far for Caloocan in this quarter as compared to only 1. Well, gawin mo ng 2 para sa Imus. So, like you said, shots haven't been falling. Although there were quite a handful of quality looks. Pero ito, agaya nito, maganda yung tinakbo nilang opensa, pero di nauhulog yung tira.
Take.
Casin,
There you
finally, buries a free, breaking the deadlock.
I like that Romel Kalahat actually looked over his shoulder and saw Casin right there for that made 3. And just getting into the flow of the offense, katulad ng na-point out mo, Ken.
Koga, gustong bawiin yung 3. Casin with the rebound. Puts it on the deck, off the bounce. Foul, gold on Imus.
That was a couple of dribbles over. And could have passed that earlier to Irvin Palencia on that corner.
Casin strokes it in for Caloocan. Irvin Palencia. Ginugulo ni Rusey Koga. Palencia, the cross! But lost it in the process. Doligon with a head start. Mark Doligon, no! Basibas, before the shot, a foul called on Caloocan. Was that in the act or just a sideline inbound? Yeah, baseline inbound.
Well, Mark almost had that on that little swing step.
Baseline inbound for the guys in white. Imus, Soriano. Kakapasok lang. Libre si Caspe para sa 3. Yes!
Wow. JJ Caspe so far, what, a couple of 3-pointers ba? Let me see.
Yeah. Actually, he hit 2 threes
Earlier,
both in this
no?
quarter.
It's 2 out of 4.
Yeah. It's been a war of attrition, to say the least.
And it's been pretty close for the most part, with the only key separation being rebounds.
Special deal from MonexBet. Scan a QR code and claim your special offer.
And yung points of turnovers pa rin talaga ang nagiging susi para dito sa sa Imus. There are +5 in that department, 13 and 8, 13 versus 8.
Matias, 11 boards. to go along with his 7 points. 41-39.
And there's a lot of potential for this Caloocan team to be playing the triangle offense. Imagine the mature players in there and the young, very willing to learn guys like Romel Calahat. Very promising.
So yung mga tenets sa principles, Coach Mike, nung triangle, hindi pa full-blown
Not
dito
yet.
sa Caloocan.
But you're seeing some portions of it. Oh, bad pass by Casin. You gotta be more careful the next time. Alam natin na si Paul Sanga is a catch and shoot guy, but you gotta pass that in a way that he only rises up and take the shot and wala nang adjustments.
17 turnovers already for Caloocan. Imus with 7. Masibas dumps it. Ray Acuno, short stab, will not work. Casin with another board.
Running the lanes.
Calahat slides in for the gorgeous layup.
I love that Irvin Palencia actually slowed down that ball a little bit to allow Romel Calahat to catch up, and that right side of the floor freed up. You got a right-handed player, definitely favorable for Romel Calahat.
Doligon open, fires. Masibas, that ball tapped loose by Palencia. It will stay with the Brotherhood. Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
It was actually the look away that misdirected everyone, thinking that Irvin Palencia was going to go and make a pass on that left side of the floor. Not really knowing that he was trying to set up that bounce pass over to Romel Calahat.
But then Sean took that shot early. Time winding down in quarter number 3. Just 0.6 remaining for Imus. Pretty much a catch and shoot or a play going to the rim. Koga, naghanap ng papasahan. Ariar has to put it up. He does. But way off the mark to end the third for Imus. And Caloocan just steadying the ship. Highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Celebrate your hydration.
They could still continue to control the board, speaking of Caloocan, but the turnovers have really been the ones that made it possible for Imus to keep close this game. That's a 17-7 advantage in that department para sa Imus. And the bench pretty much continues to be a key contributor para dito sa Caloocan.
At papasok tayo sa ating fourth quarter. Abante ang Caloocan Batang Kangkalu laban sa Imus Brotherhood 43-39. Check out our LGR fan of the game. And natin sa ating nga yan ng LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Fourth quarter just about to get underway between Imus and Caloocan. Imus with a basketball. Usay Koga will play point guard. As we see the quarter scoring 17-10 in favor of Caloocan. Pagdating ng quarter number 2, bumawi ang Imus with a 20-13 quarter. And then 13-9 for Caloocan in the third. So actually that third quarter, we kept on mentioning, pahirapan ng puntos. But Prince Casin able to score off that steal. First bucket belongs to Caloocan to begin the fourth quarter. Short stab, Basibas no. Gets it back, carving out space inside. And he'll hit the line after getting fouled.
Well, everybody was preoccupied trying to go for that defensive rebound para dito sa Caloocan. They totally forgot the basic principle of rebounding, which is boxing out. You gotta box out. There were 3 orange shirts underneath, but none of them boxed out any guy in that action.
Basibas could not hit the first free throw. And this free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Split at the line, 45-40, just a 5-point lead. Foul whistled against Imus. Sige, Aryar, hindi pa natin masyado nararamdaman, no? Para dito sa Imus Brotherhood.
I think Aryar is roughly good for
12 points.
12 points per game, 9.7 rebounds and 2.8 assists. And right now, he's only got 4 points, which is way below his point production.
Close to double-double pala, averages nito. Basibas, nasundutan, Melenchon able to pick it up. And JP was pushed by Irvin Palencia.
It's number 3 on Irvin Palencia.
Very important, especially without Chris Bitoon. Yusei Koga catches the pass. Hindi niya binigay kay Caspe. Instead, it goes to the high post. But Caspe ending up with a basketball. Aryar can't handle it. Bola with the ball will go back to Caloocan. Kabanag sizing up the defense, able to slither down the lane and score 2 points.
And he really just kept making the defense move side to side until he finally decides this is going to be a 1-2 finish on that left side of the floor with an off-leg layup. And Jeremy says, I didn't touch him. And so he asked for a challenge from Coach Mike.
Coach Mike will oblige Kabanag with that layup on the prior play for Caloocan. We have a challenge requested by Caloocan on that last foul called against Jeremer Kabanag. With 8 minutes and 17 seconds remaining, we'll pause for a break. We'll be back for the result of this challenge.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was some
Successful
foul.
challenge from Coach Mike Sagigit. And here it is. Yung foul na tinawag laban kay Jeremer Kabanag. That was deemed nothing. Silang dalawa ni Melenchon. 47-40. JJ Caspe inside for the putback. 5-point lead 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth quarter. Inside, mid-range, Irvin Valencia gives them back that 7-point lead.
Quick answer by Irvin Palencia.
This is JJ Caspe. Kit Aryar up top. Going to Mark Doligon. They're really trying to attack ito si Jeromer Cabanag. Doligon facing a double team. Release pass papunta kay Rusey Koga, who can't find the range. Hasn't hit it free here in the second half.
Yeah, twice from that spot.
Kalahat thought about it.
Should have taken that.
Cabanag. Now to Ronnie Matias. Entry pass. Ang ganda ng
Ah,
play.
Don't tell me that's not triangle offense. That's really purely a pinch post guy finding a guy on the low block. A little quick high-low between Ronnie and Romel right there.
Clear the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
And that short roll, eventually finding Ronnie Matias and then feeding off Romel Calahat.
9-point lead for Caloocan, 51-42. Romel Calahat, those are his numbers in that conquest of the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. 17 points, 71.4% from the field, 2 out of 3 shooting from 3, and perfect at the line, 5 out of 5 tonight. Just 4 points, but that last basket giving them their biggest lead. Coach Emer Oreta, head of operations, and Rudy Distrito, head of security here in the MPBL.
And I'm sure seeing those numbers by Romel Calahat, excited na tong si Coach Mike to have that one practice where they can actually start building on that triple post offense.
Aryar continues to miss. 2 out of 10 to si Kid Aryar from the field.
That's a third on Jeromer, and Coach Mike's gonna keep him on the floor.
Sorry, Coach Mike, as a team, Imus does just 2 out of 16 from beyond the arc. Actually, both of their makes were just from JJ Caspe alone.
Yes, agree. Matter of fact, yung isa pa nga, akala natin 3, long 2 lang pala. Yung doon sa corner kanina, naginula tayo ni JJ Caspe. And I was gonna say that Imus is pretty much still within striking distance here. They just gotta get over that, a little of a hump para patuloy na nilang madikit itong laban na ito.
Basibas. Caspe again on the right corner. Gives it to Reggie Boy Basibas. Too strong. Didn't really have control of the basketball.
Tama, kasi ang layo rin ng pasa.
Yes.
He had to overextend his arm to be able to catch and control that ball before he actually put it on the floor.
Hindi makabutas si Cabanag. Sportsman like Badinawag, yeah.
Medyo may action sa ilalim between, was that Ronnie and Mark ba? Kanina pa nagbibiroan yung dalawang yan.
Oo. Pero sino ba tinamaan? Si Mark nga, no? Si Mark na yung tinamaan.
Si Mark.
So Doligon just taking it in stride. Yun nga, nagtatawanan lang sila eh.
Kasi alam na niya yung batas ni Matias eh.
Sanay na.
Oo.
Minsan nakakatawa yung ganyan eh na, at the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Yes. Agree.
Na you could, at pag natapos yung laro, alam mong all business lang on the court. Magkasakitan man kayo, magkapisikalan man kayo. And you know, parang bagay na bagay itong term para sa Imus. Yung brotherhood, no, na meron sa ating basketball community.
That is right.
But Doligon just splitting his charities, 51-43. Going up against Layong Tong. Mark Caspe. Now it's Basibas who tries a three. No. Doligon inside. He gets clipped.
And the rebounding part, the offensive rebounding part, to which Imus has 8 and Caloocan has 10. Itong mga situations na nakikita natin is really about missed box outs.
Special deal from OneXBet. Scan a QR code and claim your special offer.
Caloocan has done a good job of sending 3 guys to the rebound, but none of those guys actually box out. And so guys like Mark Doligon were able to sneak in and steal that defensive rebound from them. Paulit-ulit na lang tayo that your defense has to end with a defensive rebound. That pretty much is how you want to end your defensive stuff. You don't want it to end with a basket. You want it to end with a defensive rebound or a steal.
Kasim no good. Basibas clears it. Already his 11th rebound for Reggie Boy Basibas. Kit Aryar has struggled. Melenchon has yet to hit a free. Doligon thought about it against Prince Kasim. Drives right. Off the bounce. Cut by Basibas. In trouble. 3 seconds remaining. Step back. One-legged shot by Melenchon will not drop.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning kanina. It's exactly the same footwork kanina, di ba? With
Yung tatawagan siya kanina na traveling.
mas mahaba lang yung stride.
Matias, deep seal. Too easy for Ronnie Matias. 9 points, 12 rebounds for Batas ni Matias.
Coach Britt still trying to find a way on how to, you know, bring this a little closer. Now they're down only to 7. The important thing is get a stop on the other end.
Doligon, just his 5th point. Actually, his first field goal of the game. He was 0 of 9 before that shot. That would have brought the house down had that gone in for Sanga. Instead, Doligon steamrolling to the paint. 2 more free throws for Mark Doligon.
And Mark Doligon right now, this is what, second, third trip to the line this quarter. He's been 3 out of 8 from the 15-foot line. And the crowd getting a little bit loud here.
Doligon so far, 3 of 8 from the line. Make that 4 of 9. Let's listen in to Gabby Espinas and JJ Gaspin.
Kailangan namin movement pero maayos. Saka yung rebound. Sana magawa namin para manalo ang rebound. Kasi
Sabi ng sabi ni Coach defense and also yung rebounding. Rebounding. Back out and tulong na.
Palagay ko nung ano yan halftime break or after the second quarter. Because JJ Caspe mentioned yung rebounding battle, no? That's the one they're losing out so far. Talking about Imus against Caloocan. We have an offensive foul called on the Brotherhood.
I think are they gonna challenge this? Yeah, I think they will, because I don't think they felt that Soriano was the one who gave that pick, right? They felt that it was a good screen.
Challenge made by Coach Britt Roma. 3 minutes and 41 seconds remaining. Labang ang Caloocan ng 6 will return after the short break as we pause for this challenge.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was some
Successful challenge from Coach Brit Roma.
Sabi ni Coach Beat, nakakadalawa ka na. Dalawang successful na. I just love this exchange between the referees and the officials on every challenge.
6 is the lead for Caloocan. Doligon trying to muscle through. Too strong on that inside incursion.
All-important possession here for Caloocan. And all the important defensive stop, in my opinion, for Imus Brotherhood, because if they get a stop here, pagkakataon para sa kanilang atake sa kabila.
Papasok sa loob si Reggie Boy Basibas as well as Rusek Koga. Nakasona itong Imus dito. Jeff Banday coming in after a lengthy rest on the bench. Consubre, the pass back to the inbounder. That was Joko Tayongtong, but he could not capitalize on that miscue by Imus on defense.
Chance to make this a 4-point game, yung 3.
Caspes scoreless here in the 4th. Asking for a foul. Despite the struggles by Imus, they're just down by 6.
That's right. All important baseline out of bounds here. Oh, didn't see Reggie Boy on the other end.
Doligon. Attacking in depensa ni Cabanag. No! That
Wow.
one won't bite. Nagmamadali. Jeff Banday all the way!
Wow, Jeff Banday. Talk about almost just 10 minutes and having 11 points.
JJ Caspe responds, but he falls down as he holds on to his left knee, trying to stretch it. So 3-point play opportunity for JJ Caspe the hard way. Belenchon will come in for Mark Doligon.
And Ken, I just want to congratulate an office mate of mine, Edmond Tablada. His son, James Ethan Tablada, got awarded with Academic Excellence Award earlier with this distinction in Deportment Award. And, you know, pretty much academic excellence para dito kay James Ethan Tablada. And congratulations to Edmond and the family, including James.
Yeah, congratulations, James. And you saw to see JJ Caspe complete the 3-point play. Caloocan in return tried to attack, drew a foul. Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game, win 1xBet. Quick rest for Mark Doligon. Balik sa bench si JP Belenchon. Kalahat, important free throws. Has yet to take free throws prior to this one. Knocks down the first. Only 5 points for Romel Kalahat.
Yeah, konting separation para dito sa Caloocan.
Kalahat. Sablay yung pangalawa. 56-50. Doligon. Tightly guarded by Cabanag. Ball still in play. Doligon in trouble. Heavy pressure by Caloocan. Aguiar. Koga out of balance. 5 seconds remaining.
Gotta take it.
Koga puts it up for 3. And nothing still from beyond the arc for Imus.
But Imus still in this. You're down only, technically 2-possession game lang to. You're down only 6. But kailangan mo makakuha ng depensa dito.
Need a stop. Prevent this from ballooning to 8 or 9. if you're Imus. Tayong Tong.
Oh,
Off the
wow.
dribble. Setting up Romel Calahat.
Wow.
How about Joko Tayong Tong coming up clutch once again in the fourth quarter.
When the games are tougher, it's basketball IQ and reads that kick in. Joko Tayong drove in there, drew that second defender, and just found Romel Calahat for that finger roll finish.
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. And that basket by Calahat pushes the lead up to 8, 58-50. Next 3 games of Caloocan on May 29 laban sa Quezon City Galleries Taipan, June 7 versus the Quezon Huskers, and on June 16 kalaban nila ang Marikina Shoe Masters.
Boy, and I'm sure Coach Mike Sagigit is looking forward to that Quezon personal rematch. Remember?
Yes.
He figured against that team in last season's division semifinals in the South.
Yeah. Toligon. Scoop it up. Foul call against Jeremy Cabanag.
Well, imagine if that shot went in.
Ang Toligon at the line. Has struggled. Sadya ba yun?
Tingin ko. May mga ganun na kasi ngayon yung mga bata. I mean, the younger kids. I think that's from mga Korean basketball players yata. You know?
Oo, doon nila nakuha yun.
Oo.
Sablay yung pangalawa.
Oh, that was a kick.
Just fell down.
And then they smile. That's been pretty much the story of those two. This entire game, di ba?
Oh, may sudden reaction lang.
Knee jerk.
Kaya syempre, tinamaan ka eh. So, yung reaction mo, immediately, gano'n. And then when you realize it's your friend.
Pero both guys...
Ooh.
Oh, he's gonna be suspended for 1 game, right? That's a couple.
Yun yung rule.
Right. And so, I guess he won't be playing for that Quezon City Taipan game.
Quezon City, oo.
Oh, yeah.
Hindi naman sadya eh.
Yeah, that's where you see pa.
Yung reaction ni Mark, alam niya eh.
I'm not so sure kung hindi sadya. Feeling there it is
Kaya
again.
natatawa na lang din siya eh. I mean, that was like you said, the knee-jerk reaction to that hit.
Una, I don't think alam niya kung sino yung tumama sa kanya.
Oo.
O
In the heat of the
nakatama sa
moment
kanya.
eh.
Right.
JJ Caspe knocks down the technical free throw. You know, if you're Imus, this is just a 2-possession ball game.
Yes.
That was an important call.
Oh.
At nakaagaw pa sila dito. But they haven't hit their freeze. But no need to take a free-pointer at this juncture yet. Caspe inside. No foul call. Basibas, offensive rebound. Wala pa din. Ooh. Wait. Imus up in arms. They thought it was clean.
This will be reviewed.
But they still have a challenge. They can use it if they want to. They had a successful challenge earlier. That's only their first. And I think they're gonna use it.
And they should.
Because this is a big call. Although they're not yet in penalty.
At least they're gonna get possession, right?
Yun yung hindi ko sure. Kasi it came off that shot by Basibas. Hindi nagkagulo-gulo na. So we'll see. And we'll pause for a break. We'll be back for the result of this challenge here.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful. Call on the floor stays.
Unsuccessful challenge by Coach Britt. But Imus not yet in penalty. Yeah, here it is. Oh, yun. May kapit sa likod.
Okay. Kay JJ pala. I
Kay
thought it
JJ.
was on Reggie.
Pasibas,
Yeah,
no?
I thought it was on Reggie. That's why he was complaining.
Ball intercepted, but they recover. Talking about Caloocan. He will milk the clock. If you're Imus, do you play it out or do you need to foul to lengthen the game here, Coach Mike?
Agree. Got a get a quick foul here. You're wasting too much time.
So ito, shot clock winding down. Bonsubre, they need to get a rebound. They don't.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the drawback of letting the clock play out.
They needed to foul quick so that they get a little 2-for-1 at the very least.
And that's gonna do it. Imus will not foul. And Caloocan will survive in this low-scoring affair. And the Batang Kangkalu getting one back at home after that tough loss to Nueva Ecija. They rebound here when they win over the Imus Brotherhood. And their third straight victory, second under their new head coach, Mike Sagigit.
Yeah, and off to a good start under the new leadership of Coach Mike Sagigit. Able to overcome that close win against the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. This time around, surviving against the Imus Brotherhood. Pretty good showing for the team of Coach Mike Sagigit.
Our best player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game, win 1xBet. This guy had that huge second quarter, Coach Mike. Then nung second half, meron siyang mahabang pahinga. But this layup really ignited yung run na nagkaroon nitong Caloocan in the fourth quarter.
Because if he didn't make that layup, that would have been a golden opportunity to bridge that gap a little bit more in favor of Imus.
Final score, 52 for the Imus Brotherhood and 58 for the winners of 3 straight, the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. Let's go to Sydney Crespo.
Thanks, Ken. Coach Mike. Jeff, congratulations. Pagpasok mo dito ng second quarter, pinakita mo agad yung impact mo in this game, especially mula sa 3-point line. Pagpasok mo, sinigurado mong tutulong ka kagad sa opensa.
Credits lang lahat sa mga teammates ko at coaches. Dahil sa tiwala nila, pinapakita ko lang yung best ko para ako sa team, contribute.
Sabi nyo nga kayo na sa halftime, no, na parang flat start ang Caloocan at may hinihingi pa si Coach Mike mula sa inyo, just like desire for better execution. Anong ginawa nyo sa second half para makuha itong back-to-back win?
Yung first half, nag-relax talaga kami. Kaya yung second half, doon na kami nag-stay sa namin sa depensa na makarecover pang makabalik po sa makakuha ng panalo sa second half.
Well, Jeff, congratulations. Sino gusto mong batiin at pasalamatan?
Una nagpapasalamat ako kay Mayor Along Malapitan, Kong Oka and Kong si Enteng Malapitan, Lexi Malapitan, at sa mga sponsors, thank you Yan Coolers, High Top LPG, Stay Cool Clothing, Word Balance, Mandarin Sky, Father Well and nasa Jerusalem, Pastor Jire, of GCF Caloocan. And also binabati ko yung family ko, yung anak ko si Maddie, si Kat, and mama at papa ko, and father-in-law ko si Pastor Melvin, Mami Helen, saka boss ko, Paulo Cruz, and sa kaibigan ko si Antonio Ponteos, and also sa masipag namin si Boss Mac, and also sa shoutout sa kaibigan ko doon sa bahay, Ariel Pelongco. Thank you.
Alright, thank you so much and congratulations once again. Jeff Manday is our best player of the game, brought to us by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back to you guys.
Like you said, the Ilonggo flamethrower delivering once more in helping Caloocan get a win. Tomorrow, we will be at the Quezon Convention Center in Lucena. Our first game at 4 p.m. Nueva Ecija going up against Marikina, followed by the Quezon City Galleries Taipan, Katunggali ang Muntinlupa Cagers, and a home game para dito sa Quezon Huskers. They will defend their turf against the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. And that does it for our coverage for today on behalf of Coach Mike Perez and Miss Sydney Crespo, and for our entire crew. Ako po si Ken Pangilinan. Maraming salamat sa pagtutok sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.